Hello and good morning, my wonderful friends. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. It's Trashcraft Tuesday day, and I have got this stack here of magazine pullouts. These were part of the box that I received recently of, or two boxes. One was of the really old stuff that I gave you a look through, and the other box was modern stuff, but mixed in amongst it was these magazine pullouts from the 1980s. So vintage pages, they've all got that, that yummy sort of grey brown look on this really kind of doesn't feel that nice to touch, but really cool look paper. And there's some really cool vintage ads in here that I thought, they're not old enough to reproduce. I could not be bothered even trying to work out copyright, but as of themselves, they're really cool, they're interesting. For example, this one, it's titled Fashion Finds, and then it's got these two father and son maybe in like a checked or plaid shirts, and to me that's just like, that's 80s. It's humorous because it's old-fashioned, and really cool graphic again with this one over here, this lady with her jumper on. Just a really cool graphic and interesting features. So I threw out the ones that were on like more shinier paper or which didn't have anything interesting on them, but kept out pages like this that had some just fun ads or fun graphics or what have you. And then some of them I kept just for like the text. They all tend to be either crochet or knitting typically. Some are about sewing, but the instructions just look really cool. So for collage, going to be brilliant. So I've kept some just for that. I didn't sort of separate them out, and not all the ads are kind of, as interesting. I take this tea ad here. So first off, I'm going to just whip through and pull out a few ads here and there. And then I thought, let's make them into some ephemera. And I'm not going to do overly much to them because I think, it speaks for itself. I'm going to back them because it is thin paper. Like this is a lovely ad, but it's a very tall one. So I'd need to think about how I'm going to tackle that. Oops. There's more pages in this one than I thought. And ones like this, indigestion remedy. I'm not going to be making any ephemera, not right now anyway, on things like indigestion remedy. This one's quite cool. Stop Press from the Trend Makers. There's a lot of fashion ones, and I think it's the fashion ones that are actually catching my eye at the moment, because I find them quite humorous. There's one ad somewhere in here that I found that made me laugh. I showed it to my husband. It's a TV ad, for an actual television set. Like, absolutely huge monstrosity of a thing. Right, we'll just grab a couple more. Yeah, a lot of these are like full-length ads. Definitely a bit tall for what I'm wanting. This one I thought was quite cool, a Laura Ashley ad. So I hope you're all doing very well, my friends. Having a good week so far. I don't know whether you can tell, I'm a little bit flat right now. I almost wasn't going to do a video. But I needed to kind of get out of my own head, so I decided I would do a video. Oh, here, how about this one, Strawberry Hill for China painters. Yeah, I'm definitely a bit flat today. Got some not so good news this morning, and that came after a night of very little sleep. One of those nights where you see every hour tick by. Almost. I think I missed seeing 3 a.m. but I'm pretty sure I saw all the other numbers tick by. So, you know, for a start, I'm just super, super tired. Really tired. You know, all those sleepless nights, or not sleepless, but broken sleep I've had recently, and then this last night, just, I did not need last night, and hubby is still homesick. I might wait and trim those until I've actually glued them onto the paper. So, in the interest of it being Trash Craft Tuesday, I have grabbed out some paper scraps here of scrapbook paper. Ones that will give me a good writing surface, and so I'm just going to glue them onto the back of my scrapbook paper. Oh, now that's the wildflower press on that side, or the China painters on that side. I think graphically this makes more of a statement, doesn't it? I really like this ad, but I'm going to go with the original one I saw. I was trying not to look at the other side so that I wouldn't end up with a dilemma on which one I kept or used. But, you know, you've got to turn it over to glue it, so it was kind of never going to work, was it? I was always going to see the other side. But hopefully it's chopped a little bit, so I'm not like, oh, I've still got to decide, because it's really chopped into on one side. This one wasn't. Yeah, so please excuse me if I come across sort of very, very flat and lapse into silence or something, because I'm, yeah, got a lot on my mind at the moment. Bit sad is probably an understatement on top of the tiredness. So I'm not sure that I'll tell you right now, because I'm not sure that I would be able to handle telling you right now. I'm likely to to not make it through the video if I try and go into the phone call I got this morning. So yeah, I'll fill you in when I'm ready. So I'll just stay away from that so that I can get through this video and still give you a Trash Craft Tuesday video, because I actually really hate missing videos. It really bugs me. I feel like I'm letting everybody down, and I know you wouldn't think that, but I do. And I've worked really hard to build my little business here, and so, you know, if I don't show up for a day, that I find that very difficult. I find that quite like I've failed, I guess, or I'm failing. If I fail to bring a video, then I'm not doing my job. And I am quite a conscientious person. I like to fulfill my obligations, and I've taken on an obligation to you, my viewers, my wonderful subscribers, to bring you creative content. So that's why I am doing a video right now, despite the tiredness, despite the sadness, and the continual wind that's still going. Like, it's not dramatic wind, it's just normal nor'wester, but it's just constant noise and dust in the atmosphere, and just, yeah, it's just tiring, very, very tiring, on top of not sleeping. So I'm just all a bit over it right now. So that's how my day's going. Hope yours is going so much better. I'm sure it is. And I'm going to try not to whinge, whine, moan, because we all have lives and things happen in our lives, and it's not all sunshine and roses, is it? Let's be real. It's not. Things happen. Things get on top of us. We get sick. Life carries on. Right, so this is the last one that I've pulled out. So how many? Ended up with 6. So I reckon I'll be doing pretty well if I get all these 6 done on video. Don't you think? Going by past experience. Yeah. So a little bit curly, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Now I'm also wondering whether I want to do like a fancy cut edge or not. I think this one, it's got cool little divots out, so I'm going to do a square cut on this one and then do those corners maybe with my hole punch if it's big enough. If it's not, I'll just go back in with scissors. And I think these will make really cool little bits of ephemera to pop in a pocket. Real vintage ephemera. Oh, the fire alarm's just going, so I'd say some sort of wind thing, related thing, either a car or somebody's lost something in the wind, something, not sure, but yes, something's going on. This one I think I'll square cut because it's got that lovely thick border there, black border. So I do want to give these even more of a vintage feel. I'm just not sure what yet or how. So one thing at a time. I didn't take the time to work it out or think it through, because then I thought I'm just not going to get the video done. It's already almost 4:30 in the afternoon. And it was literally do this or I'm going to end up falling asleep and then still not being able to sleep tonight, because I'm not a day sleeper. It doesn't work for me. And if I fell asleep this afternoon, I would just be awake again tonight, and that's not going to help. Right, this one has got rounded corners. So I'm just going to trim that bit off first. Just cut this one out with its rounded corners. I was hoping one of these I could get out my fancy jiggity jaggedy scissors, but I'm not sure if it's going to work for these. I like this one. I like the size and the shape. I think it's very cute. It'll be a nice little one to tuck into a small pocket. I should show you my pocket from yesterday too, my Deal It Up Challenge pocket. Where did I pop it? Here it is. I'll just show you this for a moment. If you watched it, you would have seen me make this to the Deal It Up Challenge. And for this front pocket, all I've done is taken a bit of coffee dyed paper. It's half an A4 sheet, and I just concertinaed it like so. Put a whale tail tab at the top and tucked it in there for writing space. And I thought that actually worked really well. And then of course the big journal card for the back, I'll probably wait until I actually put it into a journal and make something or use something that suits it. Right, I'm going to go ahead and see if this will work. I suspect it's going to be too small. Yep, it's too small. So let's just snip those out with the scissors. So I thought I'd show you what I did with that front pocket, because it is quite narrow at the top. And I did have some thoughts. You could actually glue it so that it was a side pocket, not a top pocket. Would have been another way to do it. Now I had to do a shaped pocket because that was the prompt, but if I wasn't working to that prompt, you could also make that front bit as a belly band on your back pocket. Does that make sense? So have this back bit as a pocket, but then have this bit as a belly band and just glue it at the top there. Would be another way to do that. And I thought that was a fun idea as well. Okay, again I'm going square around this one because it's got that lovely double border. It's funny, I remember amber tips tea. It was very common when I was young, but I haven't thought of amber tips tea for, I guess, since the 80s. I don't know if you can still get it. I guess you can. was, yeah, it was very common back when I was in my pre-teens and teens. I believe we used tiger tea at home. I'm not sure if we used amber tips or not. I can't remember. I'd have to ask Mum. But I remember we had a tiger tea tea tin with the yellow and white bars on it and the picture of the tiger. Very cute. Right. Okay, so this one's interesting because this has got flat on the top, very square, and then it's got this curved bit at the bottom. So maybe this one is a good one for my jiggy jaggy scissors. Oh. So let's do it. This is from 1983. Now I'm only telling you that because I'm cutting the date off right now from the bottom of the magazine page. Yep. So I want to save the scrap here because we can use that for something else. Yeah, I think that works well for this one. It's a little bit more interest. Right, that one, and last one to cut out. So this has got a border around here, dashed border here, and then nothing. So what do I want to do with that one? I think I might use my jiggy jaggy scissors again. So cut off that piece and maybe cut off this piece just to get it out the way. And let's just go in and do it. And then I'm going to go in to the border, so it kind of makes it look more, you know, the same right the way round. So we still get the idea of this coupon at the bottom because of the dashed line there. So I think it still works. There we go. Get rubbish out of my way. Right, now I'm going to do a bit of distressing. I won't do the backs for you. I will leave that and do that off camera. But I do want to do the fronts because that's part of how I want to treat these and make them sort of more, even more vintagey, I guess. You know, really amp up the fun factor as much as possible, because I'm really not sure, apart from distressing, what I'm going to do with these. Still not sure. Oops, getting crumbs everywhere. This one maybe not need it, but just give it a quick run round for anywhere I didn't cut properly, perhaps. At least it doesn't take long. Bring out a bit of extra in those corners just to dirty it up. Again, this one's a thin border, so I'm actually getting some ink inside the border. And this one, see, didn't take long. Right, get rid of those crumbs. Right, what else would we like to do with these, if anything? I mean, don't need to do anything if we don't want. They are quite cool. I really like this one. I think that's fun. Thinking that one I'm going to leave as is, the Laura Ashley one. I think it makes quite a graphic statement. I will distress the back later. This one, do I want to do anything? Do we want to do a little stamping maybe? I'm a bit hesitant because I don't want to actually like ruin them. I certainly don't need to do any text. Maybe a coffee ring or splatter like spots or something. How about, I've got the stamp set here which the lovely Lisa sent me. It's by Indigo Blue. And it's got this kind of like, almost like sort of Hessian texture stamp here. Maybe we could do a little of that. That's not big enough. Let's grab out that one. And I think coffee. And just a bit of paper to put underneath. So I'm a bit unsure about this, but we're never going to know if we don't try. So, and I just want a little bit. I don't want like heaps, and I don't want it like super heavy. Just, I hardly pressed it on. I just wanted it to be very, very light. I don't mind that. And I think for that one, just wondering about, do I want a little label on it? I was going to leave it as is, but you know, it's like, do we want to just dress it up just a little bit? Oh, that's kind of cute. It's got order number. So it's like this outfit and then it's got like an order number on it. That's kind of fun. Let's do it. So this label is from the Junk Journal Studio. Labels from Days Gone By, I think, is the name of the kit these are from. And that's certainly true of this. This is dated 1896. This is 1980s, but that's okay. That's all good. And maybe, have I got any? Yep, a little bit of ink left there just to put a little bit over top of that label. That's all I'm going to do to that one. Ink the back later on. Okay, this one. There's also some like these dotty ones or these tiny little dots. So let's have a look at the tiny wee dots. I don't know if I've actually used the tiny dots yet. And I think I'm just going to do it with my fingers rather than the block. Or maybe it's it's probably a bit little to do with my fingers. Yep, I need a block. Okay, let's grab a block. It's just a little bit awkward to hold on to. Okay, and a little bit of this Hessian one as well. I'm calling it Hessian. I really have no idea whether it is actually supposed to look like Hessian, but that's what I'm calling it. Okay, And with this one, I'm really tempted to give it some more grunge. Going into where I've put that stamping, just kind of blend it in a little bit with the grunge. Yeah, I think that's good. Just want to give it a bit more of an edge inside that border. So I'm going to kind of rub it around the inside of the border on the face rather than the side. I'm doing the face of the piece. Yeah, cool. Happy with that. I don't think I want a... No, don't want a label because I'd cover up things that I want to keep. So, right, this... Oops, I've already got one out. This one. Again, I think I'm going to just grubby it up a little bit. Oops, I think I need more ink on my sponge. A bit dry there. So I'm just bending it over a little bit to try and get it like a ridge, soft ridge to ink on rather than just like oblique. Get grubby up that corner nicely. Now this is a tea advertisement, so I think putting a coffee ring on this is quite a little play on it. So let's do that. When I find my coffee ring stamps, here we go. Oops, causing avalanches every which way here. Because, you know, we call them coffee rings, but it could be a tea ring. What about this nice splatter one? Let's make a statement. Now, interesting, they don't make, as far as I... actually, I'm wrong. I think there's a distress tea one, isn't there? But in, like, Ranger, I don't think there's a tea colour inks pad or any other brand. I think there is in the distress inks, though. I can't think of the name of it. You'll probably all let me know. Where do I want it? Right there. That's where it's going. I love it. I do. I love it. I think that's quite hilarious. Yep. Got to find the fun where you can some days. And if it's amusing me to put a coffee stain on an ink, on a tea ad, then so be it. Right. Do we want some of these wee dotty bits? Why not? Let's put some of those in there. Done. Otherwise I'm just going to ruin it and put too many on. But that just amuses me greatly, I'm afraid. Okay, this one with our jiggity jiggity edges. I'm thinking a label on this one might be good. Maybe put it over the address of the company there. That one, or printer's engraving. Well, this looks like a little sizing label. I know, I'm trying to match a label to the subject matter, like how... Oh, that. How about that? Looks like a signature. So let's pop that one on there. Just wanted to, you know, kind of complete the story. Right. Maybe, can we put it in there? Down, because it says signature down the bottom here, so we can kind of put it in there. Kind of fits there. Oops, that was a bit silly. And again, I think I'm just gonna grubby up a little bit. I don't think I'm going to stamp this one. I'm just going to give it a bit of grime with the good old vintage photo. Yeah, cool. Okay, last one. We have almost done 6. How impressive is that? I think that's a jolly good show. Right. Do we want a label on this one? Kind of, if we put a label, it needs to be a long one. This one's... Oh. What to do, what to do. Do we need to put something? Could we put something entirely different and go with a butterfly? I don't know why, just thinking maybe I want to use a butterfly. Ooh. Yeah, I like the butterfly. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm going with the butterfly. Get rid of those white edges. I think for me the main part of the set is the image, and the rest of it's like, it's okay, but it's nothing stand out. So I feel like this butterfly kind of gives it a little something extra. So have you got any old magazine excerpts hanging around home, or that somebody might want to give you? Here's my card gone. There we go. And maybe this has given you an idea on just simply working them up into a fun little piece of ephemera. I am going to draw in a little antenna. Kind of get lost in the text on the page, but they're there. I think I want to dirty this one up a bit as well. This one I'm doing more oblique, not. Try and avoid her face, I guess. Otherwise she'll have to go wash. Yep, that's improved it actually, just adding that that ink. I like that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm thinking of using grey. Is this going to work? I don't know, but I'm going to do it. Shadow grey. Yes, I like that. Just a subtle subtle difference, different texture, a little bit more subtle than the coffee colour. Okay, is it done? Do we want to add a label now? Yeah, I think we can add a label now. No, not that one. Yes, I'm making too much of a meal looking for the exact right label, aren't I? I think it's partly about colour too. I like that one or that one. No, I'm going that one. Right, and then I'll pull them back, we'll have another look, and that will be the video for today. Right, and I'll clean up my mess afterwards. So, using vintage ads from the 1980s out of a woman's weekly magazine. So, I'll pull them up a bit closer so you can have a better look. Hopefully you can see them okay. Fun, quick pieces of ephemera. I still like this one. I think that's so cute. Going to be great for a tiny wee pocket. And then this Laura Ashley one, which I did nothing to it but inked around it and backed it, of course. And then this one that we did at last. Okay, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, and sorry that I wasn't quite on my game like I would normally be, but I hope that you still had fun joining in with me. Take care, and I'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Bye for now.